Most men over 60 years old don't realize that the way they drink water, yes, plain old water, could be the hidden cause of weak erections, low stamina, and decreased testosterone. It sounds crazy, I know, how something so simple can cause such significant problems. But after helping thousands of men over more than 25 years of clinical practice, I can confidently say that the problem isn't always age, it's your daily habits. And one of the most overlooked habits is how and when you drink water. I'm Dr. Anna, a doctor graduated from USP, a specialist in nutrology from the Federal University of Sao Paulo, with over 25 years of experience in health, men's health, and as a researcher in the andrology department. I've treated men aged 60, 70, and 80 who arrived without hope, convinced that their best years were behind them. But time and again, I've seen how small adjustments, like changing the way you hydrate, can restore energy, performance, and confidence in ways they never imagined. And what if I told you that even mild dehydration can make your blood thicker, slow down circulation, reduce testosterone, and increase stress hormones, all of this making it harder to achieve and maintain erections? And what if the solution wasn't in a pill, but in a glass of water, used the right way? In this video, I'll share 8 science-based secrets about water and erections that older men wish they had known years ago. These are the same tips I give my patients every day in my office in Sao Paulo. And near the end, I'll reveal a little-known morning technique that takes just 7 seconds, and when combined with proper hydration, improves blood flow and bedroom performance. Keep watching. This could be the most important video you see this year. Before we start, if you really want to improve your health and regain your confidence, make sure to click the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss practical, science-based tips developed specifically for men over 60. And if this video seems helpful, write a 1 in the comments. If not, write 0 so I know how to help you better next time. I'd also like to know which state in Brazil you're watching from. All right, let's get to the point. The first thing we need to talk about is blood flow, because without it, there's no erection. And what most men don't know is that blood itself is mostly made up of water. That means if you're even slightly dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, slower, and harder to circulate. And when blood doesn't flow freely, especially to the areas that matter most, your ability to get and maintain a firm erection is directly affected. Let's break this down. Water is blood's best friend, and erections depend on blood. Let me tell you something I learned after more than 2 decades of listening to men behind closed doors. Men like you. The number one complaint I hear isn't always about testosterone or libido. It's, "Doctor, it just doesn't work like it used to." And 9 out of 10 times, before examining hormones or prescribing medications, I ask one question. How much water are you actually drinking? Most laugh. They say, "I have coffee in the morning, maybe a soda at lunch, but water? Almost none." The truth is that an erection is a hydraulic event. It's about pressure. It requires blood to flow to the penis, fill the chambers, and stay there. But if your blood is too thick, too slow, or too heavy to move properly, that pressure never builds. You may feel the desire, but physically, your body can't respond. Blood is over 90% water, so when you're not hydrated, even a little, your blood gets viscous. Your heart has to work harder to circulate it. That means less oxygen delivery, fewer nutrients, and yes, less blood flow to the penis. And it's not just my opinion, it's basic human biology. One of my patients, Carlos, a 68-year-old retired teacher, walked into my office in Sao Paulo with his head down and said, "Doctor, it doesn't work anymore. I think I'm too old." He had accepted it as his new normal. But when I reviewed his lifestyle, he was doing almost everything right except drinking water. He had no serious illnesses, no problematic medications. He was just chronically dehydrated. I asked him to commit to one small change. Drink water throughout the day in a consistent and intentional way. No quick gulps, no cold bottles, just slow and steady hydration. 2 weeks later, he came back smiling. I don't know what changed, he said, but it's working again. That's the power of proper hydration. It thins your blood, improves circulation, and supports all the mechanisms your body relies on for performance. And it doesn't take much, just consistency. Most men don't realize that even mild dehydration can reduce blood volume enough to make a difference. You don't feel thirsty, but your body is already slowing down. The strength of your erection weakens, your recovery time increases, and your confidence starts to fade silently, little by little, over time. But here's what makes this even more important. Your blood doesn't just carry oxygen. It also transports hormones, testosterone, nitric oxide, and essential nutrients that travel through your bloodstream to where they need to be. If that system doesn't flow smoothly, nothing works as it should. So, the next time you feel like your body is failing you, don't jump to conclusions about aging. Ask yourself first, am I hydrated enough for my blood to do its job? That's just the beginning. Because even if you're drinking enough water, there's something else that could be sabotaging your performance from the inside. And it's even more dangerous than poor blood flow. It has to do with a hormone every man needs and what happens when your body goes into survival mode. Dehydration quietly reduces testosterone. I remember sitting across from Walter, a 72-year-old man recently widowed and living alone in Rio de Janeiro. Sharp mind, clear eyes, but his energy was fading. He looked at me and said, "Doctor, I don't feel sick. I just don't feel like myself." There was no crisis, no obvious medical emergency, but something in him had dimmed, and he didn't know why. We talked. He wasn't on any major medications. He exercised a bit, he ate well, wasn't depressed, but he felt apathetic, with low motivation and no real interest in intimacy. And behind it all, there was a quiet fear. It's over for me. I ran his tests. His testosterone levels were below average, not alarmingly low, but enough to explain why he felt dimmed. When I asked about his water intake, he admitted, almost like a confession, probably not much, to be honest. And there it was. Most men don't realize that dehydration does more than just make you tired or thirsty. It puts your entire system into survival mode. Your body starts conserving energy, protecting vital organs, regulating temperature, and maintaining blood pressure. And anything non-essential for survival, like reproduction, libido, muscle building, and testosterone production, gets put on the back burner. Testosterone isn't just about sex. It's about drive, strength, identity. It's the inner fire that makes you feel like a man. But when your body detects a lack of water, it suppresses that fire to save itself. And the more dehydrated you get over time, the more that hormonal imbalance becomes your new normal. But that's not all. There's another enemy that dehydration brings with it: cortisol, your main stress hormone. When you're dehydrated, cortisol levels spike. And here's the problem. Cortisol and testosterone can't dominate at the same time. When cortisol rises, testosterone falls. It's like a seesaw, and most men over 60 are unknowingly stuck on the wrong side. Going back to Walter, we didn't put him on testosterone injections or hormone replacement therapy. Instead, I gave him something much simpler: a hydration routine. He started drinking water first thing in the morning, carried a bottle with him all day, and took small, constant sips instead of waiting to feel thirsty. He avoided caffeine in the afternoon, steered clear of alcohol before bed, and listened to his body. 4 weeks later, he walked into my office with a new vigor. "Doctor," he said, "I feel awake again. I'm laughing more. I'm even interested in meeting someone." That spark had returned, and all he did was give his body what it had been silently asking for: water. The truth is that many older men aren't suffering from a hormonal failure. They're suffering from long-term dehydration, and no one told them. But even if you're drinking water every day, there's something most men do completely wrong. And it's not about how much, but how. This one mistake could be the reason your body still isn't responding the way you'd like. Most men drink water the wrong way. When I started telling men that the way they drink water affects their erections, to be honest, most laughed in my face. I'll never forget Miguel, a 67-year-old retired truck driver from Minas Gerais, a big, straightforward man. He looked at me, laughed, and said, "Doctor, it's water. What should I do? Pray to it?" I smiled and said, "No, Miguel, but you should respect it." That's where most men go wrong. They think drinking water is as simple as grabbing a bottle when they feel thirsty. But the truth is, when you feel thirsty, your body is already dehydrated. And when you drink a large amount all at once, especially cold water, your body can't absorb it properly. Instead of hydrating your cells, that water rushes through your system, overloads your kidneys, and flushes out valuable minerals. It's like pouring a bucket of water on a dry sponge. It's not absorbed. It just runs off the sides. Your body prefers consistency. It wants small sips of water throughout the day. That way, it maintains blood volume, balances your nervous system, and keeps your hormones in check. Even the way you sit makes a difference. Drinking while seated, instead of standing or on the move, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode, allowing for better absorption. And here's something most men have never heard. Even letting the water mix with your saliva for a few seconds before swallowing helps your body process it more effectively. It's an ancient practice backed by modern science. Miguel was skeptical, but agreed to try.
Right now, I'm leave on Hollywood. About wait, man, the developer it's also within eerie sense that we're real pack. That's all the period it's doing. We're missing. Yeah, only I'm gonna worry. It's rare. I'm fine. I'm a nervous doesn't cut it. Like if it's good leg of this thing, the grabber can't pedal on. Answer. This is the annex that the thought isn't even mumbling. Have you enough to get them? Snap little pain here. That takes I'm hollering like snap. Maybe we found so sorry. I'm on something that you don't want to. But this none of it here will say the beat is rid of money. This or they're in the clear and go under my we took it doing on no never already consider it. Never claim major it's right. The pressure came with the component and very not a stuff so and some in it up even me some it's eating a fan or when we're beside me how to listen then that also with math and give motherfucking does a wrong or at twice at a line or on it he's charged knocks what it's all one concern of I believe it you know we I mean we risk and possible to middle side will be certain effect on come I have been there let's travel on small sport out professor and do you leave on I'm that is to need work show with the group paid me on been it was godly work I let on the work well ripping out to dress and man which is missing a show I don't have even and the work about was that you know I missed it as the spirit title like each ever group is the I go kind of will say well and will not even kill them like them side are you know sip dark maintenance dark your lawn been and now the Lord percent lowling the Emily good position on milli water or man dialogue is that or something that you one the NG Rabs project he's a little timber or music and the rough fruits the ways all injure and I will it's look on the as ripping word to as sat had him I mean where you trialed it for data door dream the smith I mean like them blame like remember me this is this is on there and live streaming live Rachel to be already be it's been getting out of this web lure and I should just them on this tip to make and bumping step and shit and the per bone and on the call bitch were everyone's theme to play the cards wasn't this the low with the sympathy play inflection subs my or summer the winter sound of joke my when they tell you it's going that for some give me number on we play not even know the west was the woman glad here okay I'm my bitch look art and multiple word word lame ways and limsock king save isn't it yeah ring up my and best Williams and on bone hair one painting or quality let winter property and meeting silver reliable time it air nation silly and heal up on Britain Bernians house or the hostile man I want I go the hair is exerting his have all be my opening never long I will fall early now they're rid of it.
And here's the trick. Even if you're drinking water the right way, you're probably still doing things during the day that cancel out all your hard work. Small habits that seem harmless but are actually drawing water out of your system and sabotaging your progress. There's nothing more frustrating than doing the right thing and not seeing results. I see this all the time with my older patients. Men who commit to drinking more water, changing their habits, and really trying to take care of themselves, only to come back weeks later saying, "Doctor, I feel a little better, but it's not what I expected." That's exactly what happened with Enrique, a 74-year-old retired pilot who followed my hydration advice to the letter. He took slow sips, avoided cold water, drank while seated. He did everything I asked. But when he sat across from me at his follow-up appointment, he looked perplexed. "Doctor, I expected more." So we examined the rest of his routine more closely. What we found were small, daily choices that seemed harmless but were actually working against him. Like many men, Enrique started his morning with a strong cup of coffee. Later, he enjoyed a glass of wine with dinner. After eating a juicy orange or some slices of watermelon, he'd drink a big glass of water. None of this seemed like a problem until we looked at it from a hydration perspective. Caffeine and alcohol are diuretics. That means they actually draw water out of your system, increasing urine production and leaving you more dehydrated than you think. You might think you're replenishing with water, but if you drink it after coffee or alcohol, you're just chasing something you'll never fully catch. Then there's the timing issue. Drinking water right after eating water-rich fruits like oranges, grapes, or melons can dilute your digestive enzymes and cause bloating. When that happens, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients, and your water intake loses some of its benefit. Even something as innocent as drinking too much water too quickly, what we call overhydration, can flush out key minerals like sodium, magnesium, and potassium. These minerals are essential for nerve function, muscle contractions, and yes, your sexual response. Once Enrique understood this, we made some minor adjustments. He started spacing his water intake more intentionally, drinking before meals instead of after fruits, slightly reducing his coffee and wine, and adding a pinch of sea salt to his morning glass to help retain essential electrolytes. In just a few days, he told me, "Doctor, it's like my body finally got the message. I feel balanced. I feel like I'm working with my body instead of against it." Sometimes, the solution isn't about doing more, but eliminating the subtle things that silently sabotage your efforts. Once you remove those hidden mistakes, the benefits of hydration start working in your favor, almost like a switch being flipped inside you. And now, I want to share a simple 7-second morning habit that works in harmony with proper hydration to unlock real, lasting performance. Over the years, I've come to believe that the first minutes of your day can shape everything from your energy to your mindset and how your body functions, especially after 60. Those early moments matter more than ever, and while hydration is the foundation, there's one simple habit I share with my patients that takes everything to the next level. It takes just 7 seconds, and when done consistently, it can awaken something inside you that may have been dimmed for years. Gilberto, one of my longtime patients, was 71 when he came to me. He had followed his hydration plan religiously, room temperature water spaced throughout the day, avoiding cold drinks, steering clear of dehydration triggers. And it helped. His energy improved, his mood was brighter, but something was still missing. He said, "Doctor, I feel good, but not great, like I'm almost there." That's when I taught him the 7-second morning trick. It's not complicated and doesn't require any special equipment, just you, your breath, and your intention. The technique is simple. A slow, deep inhalation through the nose. Hold it for a few seconds, and then exhale gently through the nose again. What this does is stimulate the release of nitric oxide, a natural molecule your body produces that acts like a switch for blood flow. It tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach all parts of your body, including the one you're probably thinking about right now. Most men over 60 have declining nitric oxide levels. It's one of the reasons blood flow weakens with age, even if your heart stays strong. But with just a few intentional breaths every morning, right after your first glass of water, you can activate that system and boost your circulation. It's gentle, natural, and works with your body, not against it. Gilberto was skeptical at first. "Doctor, how is breathing going to fix anything?" he asked. I smiled and said, "Just give it 2 weeks." And he did. 2 weeks later, he walked in looking lighter, like a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. "Doctor," he said, "I don't know how to explain it, but I feel connected again. My body feels like it remembers how to function properly." That's what it's really about. It's not about becoming someone you're not. It's about helping your body remember who you've always been. If this video was helpful to you, give it a like and share it with someone who could benefit from this information. Next week, I'll reveal the full 21-day protocol that combines this technique with specific exercises that amplify the results even more. Until the next video, this is Dr. Anna. Remember, vitality has no age. It just needs the right care.